Dottori?
Yes.
And Mr. Barker?
Yes.
Before approval of the agenda, I'm proposing that we add an item under old business, and that is a Longo property update. That would be the only change to the agenda.
Just before new business?
Correct. If I could get a motion to approve the agenda with those changes.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Curtis,
Abstain.
and Mrs. Dottori,
Yes.
and Mr. Barker.
Yes.
Thank you. Next up is to approve or amend the meeting minutes from October 11th, 2016. Request a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion or any questions on the October 11th, 2016 board meeting? Not, vote to approve the minutes. Mr. Gertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dottori?
Yes.
And Mr.
Yes.
Thank you. Next up is financial statement for the month of October. Financial statement, month ended 31st October 2016 in the general fund. Beginning fund balance on October 1st, 2016, $3,859,071.71. Personnel expenditures of $293,780.63. Vouchers totaling $104,266.83 for total expenditures of $398,047.46. For revenue, $20,014.12 for an ending fund balance in the general fund of $3,481,038.37. For the land improvement fund, beginning fund balance, $4,616,296.30. Expenditures of $320,698.54. Revenue of $2,292.59 for an ending fund balance of $4,297,890.35. In the retirement reserve account, beginning fund balance of $57,704.49, revenue of $28.37, ending fund balance of $57,732.86. In the park capital reserve account, beginning fund balance of $2,855,852.19, revenue of $1,403.95, with an ending fund balance of $2,857,256.14. In the K-9 fund, beginning fund balance of $817, revenue of $325, expenditures of $39.99 for an ending fund balance of $1,102.01. If there are no questions on the monthly financial statement, it will be entered into the record. Okay. Next up are vouchers. Through October 31st. Entertain a motion to approve the vouchers, and we'll take questions.
Also move to approve the vouchers. Nothing jumped out at me this month at all.
Before we move, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All right. Questions on the vouchers? Grand total for the month of October was $718,785.99. All right, go ahead and call the vote. Mr. Gertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dottori?
Yes.
And Mr. Barker?
Yes.
Thank you. Next up is adding the item old business and the Longo property update. So, Mr. Andre is here on behalf of Mr. Markowitz. Mr. Markowitz is our legal counsel, that helps us with our real estate deals. And so I'll let Dave provide an update on where we're at. There were some, we're in the process of looking at mineral rights and some of the mineral rights associated with the property, and so I'll turn it over to Dave so he can provide an update on where we're at.
Yes, and the news is that the title search revealed the existence of 4 oil and gas leases on the property. And the biggest one, referred to as Carter Jones, Dale was able to make contact with their representative quickly, and they have already surrendered their lease to us. So the one that might have been the most problematic has been taken care of voluntarily and quickly. So the other 3, they're very old apparently, and there'll be a process that will follow in the coming months to simply have them forfeited. It's a simple process. You have to go to court to do it. The sellers have put into escrow sufficient monies. Originally, I think it was $7,500. They're adding $3,000 to it. So that should be more than enough to cover the legal fees associated with getting these 3 leases forfeited. So the deal originally was supposed to close yesterday. They got an extension of time from the sellers in order to accomplish that. And we have 90 days now from yesterday. But I'm here to see if I can persuade you, if you want, to go ahead and adopt a motion to fund the transaction and to close it as soon as possible. And then we'll take care of those 3 leases thereafter. So I can answer any questions to some extent. I'll fail to answer, give it a shot.
Any potential issues you see with closing those 3?
No,
That would,
none.
no issues whatsoever?
No issues whatsoever. Should be pretty routine stuff.
And I've been in contact with Dale, and that's my recommendation as well, to proceed based on advice of legal counsel. All right.
And I think just a simple oral motion today is going to do it. We don't have to have.
I'll make a motion to close on the Longo property as soon as possible.
I'll second.
All right. Any further questions? All right, Mr. Gertz?
I still have to abstain from this.
Mrs. DeTore?
Yes.
And Mr. Parker?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Dave. All right, next up is our monthly planning and operations update. Every project is complete as far as product on the ground, with the exception of there's still work going on at the Nassau Station Observatory by Hummel Construction. So,
Yeah, so as John said, pretty much all the other projects are completed. Nassau Station, we're looking at kind of working through the year to get that completed as far as the work that Hummel's doing. And then obviously, we still have the work on the telescope that's going to be going to. So that's kind of where all the 2016 projects are. I do have, for the High Kaplan property, these are just an update. The consultants we're working with, EDG. This is kind of at the sort of design development level of where they're at. I pulled kind of some sheets as far as the grading plan. The last 2 sheets are actually the ones that, just to kind of give you an update, those are kind of where the shelter on the property are kind of heading as far as the look of the shelter and that. And then you can kind of see the overall development of some of the layout plans for the parking areas and the stormwater management plan I included also. That's sheet 15 in there. So if there's any questions you have at this point, I can answer.
Can you take 5 minutes to tell us what each page contains?
Okay, so the first sheet's just kind of an overall general plan. That's sort of based on our master plan of the park. There's kind of different areas there. That north area is kind of more the shelter and main parking and entry to the park. The lower kind of pond area to the south there is more of the trail and some of the areas where some of the recreation amenities will be. And then the east area is off of 608. That would be more of a secondary kind of parking area and access point to the Maple Highlands Trail. The next sheet, the layout plan, that's more of just a blow-up of that north area, which is the main sort of access drive. That's currently off of Clarendon Troy, where the old existing house was on the property. And then you can sort of see the footprint of where the shelter would be located in kind of an open pavilion area there. And then the next sheet is just kind of the utility plan. That's starting to show kind of the overall grading for the parking areas in the drive.